So today, Summer Under the Stars continued with one of my favorite actresses, Janet Gaynor, whom I recently discovered was a lesbian the whole time and was in a very long relationship with Mary Martin. I knew nothing about this because I knew she was married to Adrian, but I didn't know that Adrian was gay, and it was a lavender marriage, and this has made me love her even more than I already did. So, I mostly know her for her movies with Charles Farrell. But she made a ton of movies, and I watched several. I watched 3 today that I had not seen before, and there's a few more. One I missed this morning because it was on too early, and one that's playing when I should probably be sleeping that I'm going to try to watch later this weekend. But the 3 that I did watch were all great. The first one is The Farmer Takes a Wife, and it's directed by Victor Fleming. It's from 1935, and it stars Janet Gaynor and Henry Fonda. Janet Gaynor is the daughter of, I think it's set in God, it doesn't say in here. It's in the mid-18-somethings, I think pre-war. But anyways, they're in Erie, and basically she's the daughter of longtime Erie Canal boat people, and she's the best cook on all the boats, and it's during the shipping season. She's a cook on a boat, and she meets Henry Fonda, who is doing it. This is his film debut, by the way, and he wants to be a farmer, but he's working on these boats for now, and he's trying to save his money to be a farmer, and eventually Janet Gaynor ends up being his cook, but she doesn't want to be a farmer's wife. She loves the boat. She loves the boat life. She thinks that's the way shipping should go, and he's like, I think the railroads are gonna, take over shipping. It's faster. And she's just like, how dare you? And then he ends up maybe being a coward, and so then she doesn't want to marry him because how can you marry a coward? And so there's some issues that are like, I don't know, about like man issues that I think are manhood issues that I think are a little toxic, but they're adorable together. And Henry Fonda really starts his sort of that whole phase that he played in the 30s of like the thing that sort of broke once he did Grapes of Wrath, but from bulk of the 30s he sort of played like not like bumbling simple people, but like simple people, and honest and just sort of, I don't know how to explain it, humble. If you've seen them, the persona that he had, where he just was very like earthy and simple and good. And this is you can sort of see how that persona got launched with this role. This was from Fox. I think all these films were from Fox, actually. The next one was called Delicious, and it had music from George and Ira Gershwin. It had some Gershwin in it, which is always fun, and it's very like timely for now. It was about a bunch of immigrants coming over through Ellis, and Janet Gaynor plays a Scottish immigrant, and she gets to know a bunch of the other immigrants and how they get through life and how they look at America and what it's going to mean for them. And then you see a little bit of the upper crust who are also on the boat, who, like, at the very beginning, like, talk very patronizingly towards the happy, like, music making of the immigrants, and, oh, aren't they so simple? But at the same time, the immigrants are talking about how they're trying to learn the national anthem and be patriotic and be American, and then cuts back to the rich people, and they have no idea what the national anthem is. And it was like, I think we had a moment like that earlier this year. So, 2016, 1931, still relevant. Shenanigans happen. Obviously, Charles Farrell is in it, so Janet Gaynor is going to end up with him. He's one of the rich dudes. Lots of shenanigans happen in this one. She has a delightful Scottish accent. There's Russian actors, and there's a bunch of actual like actors who were immigrants. I think Misha Auer was in it. Misha Auer's in everything. He's one of those actors that you'll see in like 8 million things for like a scene, and he's always great. I like him in a movie called Spring Parade. And I've noticed that in a lot of his films, he is his name is his character's name. So they were like, we'll just have Misha play Misha again, you know. So anyways, Janet Gaynor and Charles Farrell obviously have great chemistry. There's a snooty, you know, rich lady who's a cunt, basically, and that's always fun. When the, like, sweet Janet Gaynor always gets the dude over the catty girl, who's catty for no reason. That's why these work is you never. I mean, I guess maybe that's a little one dimensional, but she like, it's the jealousy because she can see that she's losing or whatever, and I don't know. I find that fascinating. Okay, so that was 1931. And that was directed by David Butler. And they actually, I think he directed Sunny Side Up, which is another Janet Gaynor or Charles Farrell that I enjoy. It's another early musical. Which brings us to the last one I watched, 1934's Change of Heart. It's directed by John G. Blystone. And it also starred a young Ginger Rogers. And it's about 4 college students, or college graduates, Janet Gaynor, Charles Farrell, James Dunn, and Ginger Rogers, who graduate from college in California and decide to move to New York. And they all have varying success. Janet Gaynor obviously loves Charles Farrell. Charles Farrell is an idiot and likes Ginger Rogers. Stuff goes down. Charles Farrell gets mysteriously ill, and Janet Gaynor has to nurse him back to health. And so he falls in love with her because he finally sees that she loves him and that that's the right person for him. But the whole movie, and then obviously, like, Ginger Rogers comes back and there's problems. Ginger always causing problems in the 30s. But it was one of the few times where I really didn't want Janet's character to end up with Charles Farrell, because he's a bit of a dick in this movie. Like, usually the strife, is like because of society or, other things where I'm like, okay, I buy it. I buy why they're apart. But in this case, I was just like, he's an asshole and she deserves something better. She's like helping babies and working for charities and stuff, and this guy is just a dick. She deserves better. So I was not the biggest fan of this last film, Change of Heart. I felt like I wish Janet's character had met somebody that she really deserved. So those were the 3 films. I also watched a little bit of the beginning of A Star is Born 1937, which is actually overall maybe my favorite version of A Star is Born. It's Friedrich March, and it's fantastic, but I had to go to a doctor's appointment, and then on my way back from the doctor's appointment, I saw literally the last 5 minutes of State Fair, which is a lovely film with my favorite, Mr. Lou Ayres, and if you have not seen State Fair, you should watch that. And now I'm going to spend the rest of my night watching 2 silent Charles Farrell, Janet Gaynor movies that I love, Lucky Star and Street Angel. Street Angel is one of the films that she won her Oscar for. She's the very first Oscar winner for multiple performances because they didn't have any rules. It was the beginning of, creation, and you can just do whatever you want. So anyways, Janet Gaynor is amazing, and I hope you watched her films, and I'm so excited that I got to watch so many of them, and I am looking forward to spending the rest of my night with her because she's so good. So this was, again, Change of Heart was from 34, Delicious was from 31, and The Farmer Takes a Wife is from 1935, and they're all very much worth your time.